All right, that exciting time of the program now, Jace, where we have a look ahead and we jump into the crystal ball, a bit of the old Nostradamus. Damus. What are we going with?
Alexandre Dumas. Now,
yes.
I don't think either of us are keen. Oh yes, indeed.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
No.
Neither of us are keen on playing in race one.
No, we're not.
The dynamic Prince Black's a fake free for all.
And
he's the best horse I've seen.
It's a bloody shame too. He was an absolute freak, Black's a fake, Blackie. It's a bloody shame too, because I like the race. It's a nice looking race, and I'd like to think I could jump into this good free for all and have a crack. But Captain Hammerhead, drawn the pole, $2.20 favourite, and is the first emergency, so therefore likely to be scratched unless he's not. If he gets scratched, how could I possibly have done? I would feel, someone asked me the other day, and I said, well, I would feel pretty ordinary trying to steer anyone in the direction of race one when I've got absolutely no idea how it can work out. And anyone who says they've got an idea how race one could work out right now either knows so much more than everyone or is talking nonsense.
Well, I reckon the only thing you could do, and I'm playing devil's advocate because I hate it as well. I reckon Captain Ham, he's favourite, isn't he?
He was 270 into 220, yeah.
The emergency should never be favourite, ever. No, shouldn't be favourite.
So are you saying
you can carve it up two ways though? You could, if you really wanted to, have two philosophies. If he's not, the thing is, you would normally think an emergency has got about a 5 to 10% chance of getting in. Something tells me he's 50% of getting a run.
Yeah. Can I ask this, Jace? Why is he?
You can ask anything, Coach.
Is he just the emergency because he's got the lowest rating?
PBD national rating last $4. So,
but he's clearly not the worst chance in the race. He's got more potential than most of them. Yeah. So what is he only the emergency? I can only assume that it's because he's the 94 rated compared to horses that have got higher ratings for historical achievements.
Well, this is the worst part of it, isn't it? We discussed this in the intro, I think, but because of the preferential barrier draw, he's got a massive chance. He's favourite. He's the popular elect, so he's going to have a big chance. But he's drawn one. It's all just wrong. He shouldn't. Dan Malecki, I know, is big that you should be drawn out of the field. So he would draw gate 11, bar comes into 1, yada, 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 and follow on from there. But some people will say, and I think you've got an opinion, they'll never start if you do that.
So if I'm David Moran and I've got Captain Hammerhead and he's the emergency and I get a start and I've got the 94 Raiders starting barrier 11 against higher ranked horses, I'll just say, no, thank you.
But you know what? That'd be wonderful. Then we can declare him in race 2.
But then why have an emergency at all?
You shouldn't.
That scenario, because everyone will say no, thank you.
I don't think you should have an emergency under these circumstances. So,
okay. Gotcha.
To be honest, we'll throw up quickly now a couple of key stats.
Yep.
And this tells you something, because you and I both have a philosophy of not even really looking at the emergency in races, don't we?
We do.
And then, down the track, maybe on Friday or Saturday, you've got to change tack. Quite often if an emergency comes into the race, I'll quite often leave the race alone if I think it's going to have a consequential impact. But
Captain Ahmed, EM, 7 starts, 5 wins at a placing, Jay, 71.4% win record.
When he leads. Would he even lead? I don't know. Yeah, and Bucky N has also
9 starts, 6 wins and 2 placings with a 66.
A very, very good record.
Yep.
Here's my question for you very quickly, because neither of us, I think, are going to have a bet. I'm not going to have a bet in the race, I don't think. Will you?
No.
If he wasn't there, you said, I like the look of the race. I'm not sure I even like the look of the race if he wasn't there.
Yeah, Okay, I haven't done the form. I like the look of the race because they're nice, fast class horses. Therefore, I'm pretty sure that I would have enjoyed doing the form and I would have had a firm opinion. But I just can't have any opinion with the emergency drawn one.
We'll move on from race one because neither of us have got a bet. Who is your top tip anyway? Just for poos and giggles.
I literally don't have one, so I'll try and work it out for my preview on Saturday morning.
Nor me, but I'll say this: a number of races on Saturday night have heaps of gate speed off the front row.
Yep.
But I think a very important educational tool is to let punters know that does not mean there's going to be heaps of early pace, does it?
Of course not.
Quite often you have a very, very fast front row, but because so many runners have gate speed, 2, 3, 4, 5 runners pull out.
Yep. And the one who uses gate speed thinking I'm ready to go and then just lands the lead easy, good times.
But here, good times. JJ. I'm the only one old enough to remember that probably. What was that?
I remember the horse called the Good Times, but that's...
yes. I think it's a damn one of the runners on Saturday night. This is a situation, though, where I reckon they'll all have a crack because, okay, Captain Hammerhead, even if he's in, is he a brilliant... His record from gate one does not suggest he's a brilliant gate one beginner. Bark's not going to have a big go. Yam, Bucky and Will. Will Serge Blanco first up from a break? Maybe, maybe not. Will Haliver? Maybe. Kelly James? Maybe. Bulletproof Boy? Maybe. And I'll tell you why they'll all have a crack, because even if regardless, actually, most people would now be thinking if Captain Hammerhead's not there, that Yam Buckingham will lead, but he's not so fast as to negate you from having a dip, is he? And neither's Captain Hammerhead.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I would agree, 100%. And that's we saw with Bulletproof Boy, Scotty Ewan decided to have a crack last week based on, I reckon, the same theory that there's not a lot of proven gate speed. So my one chance is to just ping as hard as I can and see if I can lob the top. He galloped. So
I'll say this quickly before we get on to race 2. If Captain Hammerhead comes out, right now, So What is 10 and 280? Something similar?
Yeah, gee whiz, actually, that's a good point.
Because she's supposed to be behind the leader. But even if she's not, I think if Captain Hammerhead comes out, well, if it stays in, you could back it at that price of place straight out anyway. If he comes out, she can be 3 poles in this race, and I think she'll drift significantly from a place perspective. And if you're getting $4 or $5, then you can back it. Not now.
Yeah, I agree. Behind Yambucky and Bark, you're going to get your crack at least at a place.
In a very,
I like that. Good
potentially very quick first quarter. Race 2?
Race 2 is the Tab We're On pace in up to 89, Jace. And what did we make of the second?
Well, I should be asking you. You're the doyen. You're the you're King Midas with the golden touch at the moment. But this is the way I saw it. Non-Pareil gets across the pole marker. The key is operative line getting across Non-Pareil. And then we know Julie Jack Sparrow would be among the fastest beginners in Victoria, wouldn't it?
Agreed.
Yep. And operative line has proven, well, Jimmy Herbertson has at least, that they don't mind taking a trail. So I see a situation where if operative line can just get behind the leader, Julie Jack Sparrow in front, Captain Hammerhead follows through behind a quick beginner in Non-Pareil, gets into a good spot, immediately comes around. Does it get the front from Julie Jack Sparrow? I'd say probably not, but regardless, Captain Hammerhead for me is a near moral, and I reckon you can have 2 bets with operative line of place as well. Your thoughts, Coates?
Yeah, no matter how I carve the race up, I think Captain Hammerhead should be winning.
What price are we looking at?
So what odds have we got on her on harvest.org? Her bet. According to Harabet, it's $2.30 on .org.au.
I'd take that.
Me too. I think it's a genuine odds-on pop. and I think it just wins. I agree with everything you said on Jillaby, Jack Sparrow, and the gate speed. I think obviously Operative Line drawn to ping forward as well. I went back to a run in April when Jillaby, Jack Sparrow beat Nonpareil, Vanquish, Stride, Radius, and Crime Rider by pinging from gate 5 and out sprinting a few of those runners early and getting across. It's got great gate speed. Yeah, Herbertson holds the key, I guess, with Operative Line, but does have to get, as you say, get across initially. Operative Line's got better gate speed than I probably thought, and I've learned that in the last couple of weeks. But I just don't really care that much about how this all maps out because I think Captain Ahmed will bolt in regardless.
Right, Justin Bieber.
And if you can get anything over $2, that is a play.
What have I written down at the price that I want? 220. The only thing I'll say is that when any runner is not guaranteed to lead, it is difficult to commit yourself to deep tomato sauce, Rosella, White Crow figures, isn't it? But
it is. It is. And of course, if Captain Ahmed goes around in race 1, then my entire take on race 2 also gets thrown out the window, which means I don't start playing until race 3. So
no, I will. I'll be going for Operative Line to do it for me again under those circumstances because
I know you would. You love that horse, and deservedly so.
The key with Operative Line though, Nonpareil is quick. The only little tiny concern, it's not big, is that Jillaby Jack Sparrow comes across so quickly that the 3 and the 4 are Operative Line's here, just 3 parts in front, and it's already got around, and then Nonpareil wants to kick up and hold that spot. But realistically, I think I would be backing Operative Line at about, take Captain Hammerhead out. What a weird situation.
This is a strange situation.
I'd be backing it a win at 350.
Okay, yep. Nonpareil, I reckon, showed great gate speed as a young horse. Lately, I reckon they much prefer to just let it amble and just find the pegs.
I tried to beat Operative Line out last time, but the only thing is, I reckon they're happy to use Nonpareil for 150.
Yeah.
But then want what they want out of life. So I think we're in agreement though. The Captain Hammerhead definitely near moral.
If he gets a start in race 1, is he allowed to run in race 2? Is he allowed? I know he won't, but is he allowed to?
These aren't the days of Carbine.
But is he allowed to? He's engaged in race 2. We've seen horses go around before on Great Southern Star Night and on those heats into finals. Are you allowed to race twice on the one night, Jace?
It says NR up to 89. I'd have to look at the conditions.
He's in the field. I don't know. I don't know anyway. I said race 3 is the.
Would he break the conditions? Okay.
I guess I'm saying the whole thing's just a little bit strange as we go to race 3. The sulky dot at Metro.
Very quickly.
Final. Yep.
I should apologise. I do have a map for race 2 as well because I'm pretty confident of the Operative Line getting across. Jillaby Jack Sparrow.
Well, just remember, Jason, we don't often put the maps up on the screen in the program. We put all the maps up on pacesetters.au on your form preview.
But I also do have a stat.
Oh,
I've got a couple.
Well, let's bring up the stats. Race number 2.
Jillaby Jack Sparrow, 14 starts in front. Now, we know that he leads most of the time these days, but 8 wins and 4 placings. So
pretty powerful.
We're not telling you to go away from Captain Hammerhead here, but we're saying that, I'll tell you what, if you're going to have an exotic here, you'd base it all around those 3, I reckon. Captain Hammerhead to win, and Jillaby and Operative Line. He's the other pace.
What's Operative Line's record in front? Do you have that when it holds?
It's good, but I've sort of looked at it and gone, do I present that? Because I've presented it previously, and clearly as he's gone up in grade, he doesn't want to do that as often.
Yeah, fair call.
So, but he's never missed a place.
Good stats.
Right.
Good stats. Good. I love those. Race 3, the Metro Pace Final. And this is going to be a cracking little race. And I've found one here.
I'm eager for your thoughts here.
Well, I look, Roadmaster,
gonna
we've
sit back and
talked
relax.
about, super impressive last week. You know, couldn't have been more impressive, but I can't cop even money about Roadmaster, despite how good he was to me last week.
Even after seeing how good he was, yeah.
Well, yeah, because, you know, you've still got to punt with your head and not your heart. And he was very, very good. But one swallow is the saying, one swallow doesn't make a summer. Is that
That's
the
right,
saying,
yeah.
Jace? Yep.
I think
One
it's
run.
doth not make a summer. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
Shakespeare.
So, look, if he comes out and does exactly what we saw last week, there's every chance he wins the race. And I'd probably say, well, I've got him on top, but I'm not backing him at $2, right?
Yeah.
Is this just fantasy? Absolutely one of mine. Just needs an ounce of luck to run into it at the finish. I think that's
A couple of ounces.
Yeah, well, yeah, true. The horse that I want to play here is for the place, and it's called Swizzle Stick for the place.
All right, key stat. Let's bring it up.
Let's bring up the key stat from J-Bon. Have a look at that.
You hadn't even seen this, had you?
I had not seen this at all, but have a look at that, because this is just giving me great
record from
confidence.
the poll.
4 starts, 4 places.
4 places. So I'm thinking, do you want to have anything?
So, J-Bon,
nothing a win, yeah? Nothing a
so
win.
you're getting $2. Exactly. You're getting $2 about Roadmaster, who I do tip on top, but Swizzle Stick is going to get an absolutely gun run and has proven that it is absolutely flying. And now we see the Bond 4 from 4 place record from the poll. And you are getting, hear this, 320 on tab. Hear this, you are getting 420 right now on Sportsbet. 420 the place about Swizzle Stick. So I'm taking that every day of the week over Roadmaster at even money.
I think if you were going to have $30 or $40 on that after seeing my key stat, you can have 100 now. But I'll tell you, I want to ask you this question.
Right.
Do you believe Roadmaster leads?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe he just blasts across them very easily?
Not sure. Probably. I mean, he's got electric speed off the arm, so I think so.
Here's the question mark that I have. Right? Exotic Bushranger. We haven't seen a lot of the horse overall.
No.
He's got gate speed, but what he does, which is funny, he didn't make a break in a very fast last quarter when he won last weekend. He does get a touch of a speed wobble.
We saw that at Hamilton, did we, on debut?
I've seen it a couple of times.
Yep.
I've seen it 2 or 3 times. Just when
Nathan Jack goes on.
And nobody better.
Off the arm, absolutely.
And I would imagine if he and Mick Stanley have a chat, which you normally would if you're a trainer and you put a driver on, you might have a quick conflab.
Most likely, I'd say that's odds on. Yep.
You would say, Nathan, Mr. Jack, Nathan. At least try and make Roadmaster work for the front.
Yep. And regardless, it all bodes pretty
well. You
well
bet your Tiger Pie, obviously, off the second row.
Exactly, yeah. But regardless, it all bodes pretty well for Swizzle Stick, I'd think, wouldn't it, from the poll? Who does begin well enough to be right up there and behind whoever wins the battle to lead.
Well, I think
unless they go to absolute war.
I think Roadmaster's getting there eventually anyway, right? What you want is for Roadmaster to ping and lead.
That'd be polls, yeah.
If you're 3 polls, you haven't lost. You're not going to tear your ticket up.
Well, not behind Exotic.
And it's very unlikely that you'll actually have a ticket. You'll probably do it on. But yep. If you're behind the leader, it becomes because if Roadmaster gets there quickly, the desire for anybody to want to go on quickly and put pressure on him is lesser, isn't it?
$1.50 Swizzle Stick for the place behind the leader, I'll say. Yep. And from 3 pegs, $2.20 for the place. You're getting $3.20 at tab and $4.20 on Sportsbet.
All right, I might change this. We'll get on to race 4 in a moment. I might change this. I'd go one of 2 ways.
Yep.
I would either, if he gets into odds on, I would lay. We're not sponsored by Betfair. Somebody said. I would lay Roadmaster. Or I would play a bunch of others in various ways. Primarily, Final Collect. I just can't believe how good the win was. and Vanquish Stride. But I think all of these can win. Exotic Bush Ranger, Is This Just, You Betcha, even Ludicrous. And you know what? The way I've originally come up with it, if you had a bundle bet for $30 on the 11 and the 13, that's Vanquish and Final Collect, you're getting $5.57. And then you can have the 3, 8, 9, and 12 for $25. And that will actually be the saver that gives you the money back. So I'm just risking Roadmaster because I think particularly replicating that performance again is going to be very hard. And I think he's going to be under suffering early.
I love how you can stagger anything, including bundle bets. It's brilliant. Final collect just quickly, $31 into $16. So I opened up 30. Sorry, my bad. I'm looking at first starts. Take that away. But final collect is actually $12 out to $14, which is a pretty big price.
It sounds crazy.
It does. Race 4 on the cards, folks, is the Hip Pocket Castlemaine Matriarch Trot. J-Bon, I don't have a lot of opinion on this race, I must say. So the floor is yours if you'd like.
There's 2 I don't mind. Well, there's 3 winning chances, I reckon. Virginia Clowers, who's going back to the mobile for the first time since Adam was a wee little baby.
Since Lenny Baker was a boy. Happy birthday to Lenny Baker, by the way, for the other day.
Are we saying his age or is he?
No, I don't know his age.
Happy birthday, Leonard. Happy birthday. Maybe he can tell us who he likes in the race.
We'll have him on one day. We will have him on one day, Lenny.
We will.
Lenny Baker.
We discussed a couple of weeks ago, there was a race and we said, which horse would you like out of this race going forward? And did we both say Aldebaran Vera?
Yeah, I think so. But I did say Rockin' With Attitude would be right up there for me. And didn't lose me first up too. Terrific run.
Massive run. But as Dan Malecki said in the call, I reckon Vera won soft as, what butter have I got over there? Soft as Western Star.
Yeah. Yep.
I think Aldebaran Vera is a really, 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 really nice horse.
Yep.
I will take, what will I take? 280? I might take less if I'm tempted. But Virginia Clowers is the interesting one because I think there's so little evidence of its gate speed, but I reckon it's got enough. If it led, I've just got a big opinion of her, but if I got $2.80 about Aldebaran Vera, I would be tempted to play in the race, Coates.
Yeah. Terrific. My only thought is that I'll be tipping Aldebaran Vera on top, and I love that run of Rocking With Attitude. But and look, I respect Virginia Clowers, but I've never liked horses going from a consistent run of standing starts back to a mobile.
No, it's not.
It's just one of my things. Race number 5, J-Bon, kicks off the quaddie. It's the Aldebaran Park Trot to kick off the quaddie from the mobile this week over 17.20.
Now, this is another one. I don't know, Codes, I've been doing it professionally or semi-professionally or podcast or whatever for 15 years or something similar, 14, and punted on the trots for a long time before that. This is one of the fastest square gating front lines I've ever seen. So
talk me through it, J-Bon. Yep.
All right, I'll give you the rundown here. Where's the little page? Tipsy Turvy, I know probably won't get involved heavily, but gets out pretty well.
Yeah, not going well enough to try and match it with him.
Hatchback flies out.
Yes, does.
Copacabana gets out pretty well, but I don't think we'll get involved.
Yep. I agree.
What's our party time flies?
Yeah, it's got one of those electric, the buttons that just bang and just ping straight to the front.
I'll tell you the other one that's got the button.
Who's that? Hugh Hefner.
Hugh Hefner Phoenix. Kiang Zena, I don't think can try and get involved from out there with those two drawn directly inside of it. But I'll tell you who might. Mercenary might be the quickest of all of them.
Kiang Zena, 18 starts from barriers 5 to 7 in a mobile, has led 9 times from out there. That's where it gets out the best.
This is the beauty of the data versus experience. Like, he won't be going 40 here. I don't believe. Because what's up? You've got 2 electric beginners drawn inside of you. To be honest, Mercenary shouldn't either, but they might have a crack just because of how incredibly quick it can get out. I would imagine What's Up Party Time wins the war.
I would imagine so. Yeah, I've got it going that way, but I've got Lockie Cook handlebars down early. Maybe we should have a red wine on that.
I'll have a red one on that.
I reckon he'll go forward. You're saying he'll go
He
back.
won't. Yep. Oh, just neutral back.
So you've got neutral in play. So that's sort of drifting forward. But then you're saying it's such a hot speed.
Back.
Yeah, neutral's back, isn't it? Yep. All right.
Yeah.
I'll say forward.
I can't see any chance. I don't want to play in this race either, because he's all muscle.
Yep.
He's all muscle is clearly bloody outstanding. Right?
Yep.
It should win the race. But what does it do from there? 1,720 makes it interesting. Has won almost all of its races in front. Like, it should win the race, but I think it'll start about $1.70, $1.80. I don't want to back it, and I don't want to back again it. So kind of leave me out half.
Yeah, so he's all muscle is not from 3 over the 1720 at Melton, but you know what they say about data, Jace? It was 4th in a Great Southern Star final and 2nd in a Great Southern Star heat. It's got a massive class advantage.
And it's going to, he will benefit regardless if they fly out like we're talking about.
I'm just going to have one little cheeky 1/3 bet here, and I hope the odds support me on Hatchback. Gets the best barrier draw we've seen for a while. This is the sort of race that Hatchback at its best is capable of competing with. Competed in the
He might even
Dominion,
try and kick up and hold the front.
I think it gets across tipsy-turvy easily. And from there, then I've got it behind What's Up Party Time. Now, What's Up Party Time, Jace? I think the crowd could be a little unfair on that horse because it's been beaten at his last couple of starts when favourite or second favourite, but it's been beaten by She's Ruby Roo, who had the soft trip sitting right on its back, and it's been beaten by Imperial Monarch, who is, going to the top in a similar vein to its stablemate that we just talked about in Elder Baron Vera. Beaten by 2 pretty good horses, one with a very soft run. However, if it wants to find one to beat it on the weekend, and Hatchback's right there behind it, best barrier draw for a while. If you gave me 30 or 40 to 1 about Hatchback, I'll have something very small 1/3, Jace.
All right, this is now giving me great confusion and consternation because we've got to get to what we're going to do in the pod quad first leg, and it sounds like you're going to use what's the opposite of a veto in the UN? You want Hatchback in the quaddie, don't you?
I do, absolutely. So who have you got in your
God
quaddie?
bless America.
So we've got, you'll have your quaddie in the game plan, but this is our pod quad. So 2,
4,
4,
5,
8.
Stamper?
Yeah, because it's too messy, the race. So Stamper
Let's
goes
just play
in.
wide, yeah?
Yep.
2, 4, 5, 8, 9?
And 6.
What?
Yeah, I want it in. I want it in.
You sound like you want a lot of this.
Actually, I want 3 in as well because Copacabana's ready to win. This is messy, isn't it? 2.
Are you using up all your tickets here? All of your for the pod quad here?
I want everything in the race except Nephew of Sunoco and Tipsy Turvy.
It takes one bloke to have a week like Cody when the baby goose had luck, and now this. Absolute bloody.
And the 8 will win and destroy the pod quad.
Who's the 8?
He's all muscle. So,
let's
go 2, 4. Copacabana, no, not in this race. So let's go 2, 4, 5.
Oh, he's starting to come out of his coma. This is like watching a wake.
No, you don't want me. You don't want me to put in Xena, do you? So I'll leave it out. Mercenary, no. He's all muscle, yes.
Yes.
And Harry Stamper, yes. All right, let's go 2, 4, 5, 8, 9.
We've come back to where we started, people. Home on the range. All right, 2, 4, 5, 8, 9. First leg of the quaddie.
Yep.